This is the Nextorch MT20 multi-tool. I've been carrying it on and off for about the past 3 months, and yeah, it's one of the most unique multi-tools I've ever tested. But yeah, as I just received my second one, want to discuss why, in my opinion, it's pretty cool and pretty useful. So let's check it out. And here they are. As you can see, now I have both the blue and the red one. Both are the Nextorch MT20. And I quite like their color options. They look quite nice, and overall, yeah, it's a pretty nice tool. So let's quickly run through all of the tools. First off, on the outside, as you can see, we have a glass breaker, so that's quite nice. And one of the most interesting parts is that on the inside we start with these large shears, which are pretty thick. And so far, these are actually one of the best shears I've had on a multi-tool. I've tested them quite a lot, and yeah, so far they're cutting very nicely. But let's move on. As you can see, we still have the needle nose pliers over here. They're simply as the secondary tool, so to say. But when you close it like this, see, we have spring-loaded pliers as well as the wire cutters. And another interesting part is the shape of the pliers. As you can see, they have one flat part and the other one is angled, which is not a standard for multi-tools, but it's actually pretty practical, as the flat part can be easily used to grab stuff against a flat surface like this. So it's pretty useful, pretty nice. But to be honest, I very rarely use the pliers on this tool, just because the handle is non-symmetrical, so the grip feels a bit weird. But it's not the main part of them, so it's not bad. I do use the shears quite often, so yeah, they're pretty cool. But that's not it. On the outside, we also get the saw blade, which is super sharp, pretty nice. Not too long, but still a pretty nice saw blade. Locks with a line lock. On the other side, we get a blade, as you can see, also not too long, but still, yeah, it's a very sharp blade, pretty useful. Also locks with a line lock. Then we have this flathead, small flathead, and a rope or belt cutter, which also works quite nicely. But the most interesting tool of them all is this thing, which is a zip tie cutter, which I've actually used more, yeah, than I thought I would. As first off, works very nicely. As you can see, cut zip ties with barely any resistance, and as it should be used, it's meant to be used to cut zip tie handcuffs. So as you can see, like this, shears are a bit too thick to fit underneath, as they are, yeah, pretty thick. And with the blade, you don't want to cut the hand, or your hand in this case. So with this one, it's actually pretty useful, as it simply slides underneath and cuts them like this very easily. But I use them in a way that's quite similar, but also a bit different. I actually get a lot of large packages which have these straps, which are quite similar to zip ties, and they're quite hard to get off. They're hard to cut with a knife, and overall, yeah, they are a bit of a pain. But I found that using this one, you can also use it like this to easily open up the straps, which is, yeah, pretty nice, pretty handy. And not only that, I also use it to cut small wood grill sticks. I don't actually have any at the moment, but basically works the same as with this branch. Cuts very nicely, I use these long grill sticks in my oven, and they are a bit too long for it, and this thing works pretty much perfectly to get them in the right size. So it's pretty perfect. Looks like this. So yeah, those are the two main use cases they use this thing for. But overall, I find it, yeah, pretty nice and useful. As the main part is it's so accessible. You don't need to open anything. You simply grab the tool and it pops out. And yeah, it's ready to be used. Unlike the blade, you need to find it, pop it out, and with zip ties, it's not that great. You could also use the shears, but then you need to open it up. It's quite bulky, and yeah, quite a different story. But with this cutter, it's quite useful. So yeah, I do like it quite a lot. But let me know, do you agree or not? And to make it even better, I also picked up this thing, which is the V41 X-Carry, which is a quick-draw multi-tool holster. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The pouch it comes with, it's already pretty nice. It's pretty sturdy. You can also use it in multiple directions. As you can see, it can be carried like this, as well as like this. So yeah, it's a pretty cool pouch. But with this thing, should be even better. Let's pop it off. My hands are pretty cold, so yeah. Let's try and pop it in like this. Pops in and looks quite nice, I'd say. And like this, you can simply pop it out and put it back. Let's check how it fits on your pants. And to open it up, in case you also pick one up, you need to open it like this. As you can see, this thing pops open. You open it up. It's pretty easy. Then let's slide it under, pop it closed, and yeah, here it is. It's pretty sturdy, feels pretty nice, and can be also adjusted to any angle you want, which is quite nice. And when you want to pull it out, simply pull it like this. Holds in pretty sturdy, so it won't fall out. And yeah, like this. It's pretty cool. And as it's Black Friday week, Nextorch actually let me know that they'll be having a special promotion. And in the promotion, if you pick up one of the Nextorch MT20 Pioneer multi-tools, you also get their K30 Penlight, to be more precise, which is pretty nice. So let's open it up. As you can see, it comes like this with a cable and some paper. But let's check how it opens up. I guess on this side. Let's take the small paper out. Let's check the other side doesn't have it. So now let's test how it works. As from the specs, it sounds pretty impressive. The most important part is it has an IPX7 waterproof rating, which is pretty impressive. And here it is. Yeah, the mode seemed to switch simply by pressing it on and off, like this. It has a max brightness of 850 lumens, and as I just checked, it's actually compatible with two AAA batteries. As you can see, it has a rechargeable battery with USB-C, but it's also compatible with two AAA batteries, which is, yeah, pretty nice. I like it a lot. I usually like that flashlights have multiple power options, so in case the battery runs out and you have AAA batteries or whatever, you have an option to put them in and use it like that. And yeah, overall, it's pretty useful. But yeah, flashlight feels quite nice. Quite a nice surface finish. Feels quite nice in the hand. And yeah, overall feels quite nice. Also has a wire pocket clip. Let's also test that out. How it looks, how it feels, how sturdy it is. Let's put it in. Yeah, feels quite sturdy, especially for a flashlight. So it will probably not fall out as it's, yeah, pretty light. Let's actually check the weight with the battery. I'm pretty sure without the battery it should be 39 grams. So let's check it with the battery. It's only 52, so it's super light even with the battery. It's pretty nice. And especially if you get it free with the multi-tool, I think it's a pretty nice deal. As this one, I'm pretty sure costs about 50 bucks, which is a pretty nice price for a flashlight that has an IPX7 waterproof rating, which is, yeah, pretty high. So you can easily carry it in the rain. Don't have to worry. It's pretty nice. Yeah. Seems it has 4 settings, 3 different brightness settings and strobe at the end. So yeah, a pretty nice flashlight. And overall, this would be a pretty nice set. So, in case you want to pick one up, I'll leave the links in the description. But don't think too long. Don't miss out on the flashlight. To get it free with the multi-tool. And yeah. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye!